Good morning. I'm already out of breath. Let's get this belly shot. This is what the belly's looking like. 22 weeks and maybe like 4 days, I think. 3 days, 4 days. I have to look at the app. That's what he's looking like today. I think they... What's up, my beautifuls? Back at it again. Trying to stay consistent. I'm just going to pick up some food for lunch. I wanted to talk to you guys since I have another trip to myself. I wanted to talk to you guys about what I dealt with when I found out I was pregnant. I found out I was pregnant when I was 5 weeks pregnant, I think. It was 4 or 5 weeks. It was really early. I found out. And I was shocked. I was pretty shocked because we weren't trying at all. Wasn't even a thought. We've been together for about 5 years, and no pregnancies, no nothing. And so I was really shocked. I kind of knew that I was pregnant before I even found out that I was pregnant, because I felt it. And if you've ever been pregnant before, you know that feeling where it's just like, my period's supposed to come on soon, but it's feeling a little different. So I kind of in the back of my head, I'm like, am I pregnant? But I pushed it off until I missed my period. I think, well, actually, I was sitting in the bed. Oh, y'all, from the last one, I just filed all my nails down, so they're nubby now. So we got to start over. But anyway, I was sitting on the bed and I checked my period calendar, because I'm like, yeah, my period's supposed to be coming. Because I was feeling a weird feeling in my uterus, and it wasn't like, that cramping sensation that you usually get when your period is coming. It wasn't that. It was like a pulling type feeling, type sensation. So that's what kind of sparked my oh shoot, am I pregnant? So yeah, there's that. I miss my period. My period usually comes on like clockwork. Never had an issue with it. Missed my period the first day, and I'm like, let me go get a pregnancy test. Went and got a pregnancy test. Crazy thing is, McCall was actually, he was off that day. That's the crazy part about it. I went, hold on. I'm trying to get the timeline right for y'all. Not that it really matters, but it kind of matters to me. So he went into work for something. He had to do something real quick, but he was off that day. So while he was gone to work, I went and got a pregnancy test from Walmart. And so I came back, took the pregnancy test, and he happened to be coming in when I was coming out of the bathroom. And I had the pregnancy test, and I look at it and I'm like, wait a minute, am I reading this right? So I'm like, yo, this says I'm pregnant. This says I'm pregnant. So I go to him and I hand him the pregnancy test. We weren't on good terms at all. Like, I think we had like a disagreement the day before. So we weren't really, on speaking terms. So I just went and I handed him the pregnancy test. And he was like, wait a minute. What? He was like, are you pregnant? And I'm like, that's what the test says. And he's like, wait. You're pregnant. And I'm like, well, that's what the test says, but I'm about to go to the PX and get another test and see what this test says, because it could be false. So my heart is beating all fast for whatever reason, because I'm dramatic. So I go to the PX, get a pregnancy test, come back, take the pregnancy test, bam, pregnant. I'm like, I showed him the test. I'm like, yeah, I guess I am. I'm pregnant. And so we both just sat there and stared at each other for like a good 2 minutes. We just stared at each other. Because like I said, we hadn't been on good terms. Like, we were going through, just like any relationship, like we were going through a rocky period or whatever. Nothing out of the ordinary, like no cheating, no anything like that. It was just miscommunication, lack of communication, those type of things. So we're sitting there just staring at each other like, what? How? Like, what? So I immediately call the hospital to get a blood test done, because I wanted to get this prenatal thing started. I'm that type of person. Just like, let's do what we gotta do, get it done so we don't have no issues. Go get the blood test done. It was confirmed that day that I was pregnant. I believe I was 4 weeks. I was 4 weeks pregnant. So yeah, that happened. So I was in shock for like the first 2 or 3 days. I was like, yo, what? Like, how in the world? Like, how? Just how? And then I'm like, how? How? But just going through my head, like, yo, this is wild. This is wild, because I had not planned to have another child. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna have one kid. Fine with me. I'm 30 years old. It's fine. But I was telling my best friend, D, like, I was telling her, if I didn't have another kid by like 31 or 32, I wasn't gonna have another kid. But not thinking that, bam, yeah, you thought. But so once I kind of gathered myself, y'all, I went into a deep depression. Like, I went into a very deep depression. I do suffer from bipolar disorder and mood swings and stuff like that. So I went into like a downward spiral. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want anybody to talk to me. I sat in my bedroom by myself, curtains closed, door closed, no TV, no social media, no phone, no nothing. I laid there, like, and this went on for the first, well, I was 4 weeks pregnant, and I think I was like that. I was depressed until I was about 12 weeks pregnant. So this went on for a good 8 weeks. Like, I was depressed. Like, I was sad. I was just, oh my goodness, it was so bad. And the thing is, once I hit week 7 of pregnancy, I started getting sick. Like, I started, having the morning sickness and throwing up. So that just made things worse. I didn't want to eat, couldn't eat, didn't want to drink water because it made me puke. Like, it was really bad. Like, that was one of the worst like downs I've had in my life. And it was difficult for McCall because he didn't know what to do. He didn't know what was going on. He didn't know what was wrong. Like, he's used to, now that we've been together, like, he's used to, like, me having my ups and my downs, dealing with the bipolar depression and everything. He's used to that. But on top of being pregnant, like, he didn't really know, like, what was going on. And in my mind, I'm just like, yo, this is ridiculous. Why am I pregnant? I had a plan. And I think that's what caused me to spiral, because in my head, I had already conjured up a plan for, like, the next year. And I'm a planner. I'm like one of those people that are a planner, and like, if things don't go the way that I've planned in my head, like plan A, B, and C always, then I get angry, I get anxiety, I get sad, I get mad. So, like, I had made up in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna continue in school. I'm also going to pick up these other courses to do phlebotomy, and I'm going to continue to look for a job. I mean, I had been looking for a job. Excuse me. I have heartburn, y'all. I had been looking for a job for a long time, but down here where we are, the job market is not that great. So I had a plan. I had a plan of action. And so once I found out I was pregnant and it settled in, I think that's what caused, like, my downward spiral into being depressed, because I'm like, yo, now it's over. Like, what am I going to do now? Because I can't go to these courses pregnant. I can't, I'm going to have a whole infant. I can't work. Like, it was just a bunch of negativity. I was, oh my goodness, y'all. It was so bad. It was one of the worst downs that I've ever had, really. And I felt guilty. I felt very guilty. Because I was like, I don't want to be pregnant. Like, I don't want to be pregnant. Because, like I said, we were dealing with a lot relationship-wise. And so I'm just like, this is the worst time. Like, this is the worst time. So it was just like everything negative that I could think of was just permeating my brain, and I was down and out. I was so down and out. So down and out. Hence me not being, making any YouTube videos. I wasn't on Facebook, wasn't on Instagram. I didn't do anything other than, I took care of Caden and made sure he was good, and that was about it. Like, other than that, I didn't have the energy to do anything. I didn't have the want to do anything. Like, I just wanted to be in the bed sulking. So it was tough. Like, it was really tough. And I want to say I came out of it when we had an appointment, and we went, and it was an ultrasound. Our second time getting a ultrasound, but it was like the real one, the in-depth one. And I saw my baby on the screen, and I want to say I was close to 13 weeks. I saw my baby on the screen, and he put his hand up, and you know, he was just doing a whole bunch of moving and, you know, shaking and flipping and stuff. And I'm just like, it's snapped me out of it. I'm just like, yo, I'm gonna have at the time I didn't know he was a boy. I knew he was a boy from the beginning, like just within myself. I was like, this is a boy. I'm having a boy. But you know, I didn't know. But yeah, I think around 13 weeks, close to 13 weeks, is when I snapped out of my down state. Like, it was bad. And I will, me and McCall will do a video on like how he handled it, how he dealt with it. I feel like he did the best that he could, considering he didn't know, like, he didn't know what to do. But yeah, so it was pretty rough, y'all. It was to begin with, it was pretty rough. And you know, I stopped taking the medication for my bipolar disorder about a year ago. But I was like, do I need to get back on this medicine? But I'm like, nah, I won't do that again. Like, I'm not gonna do that at all. And I don't want, you know, any type of medication to affect my unborn child. So it was a ride, y'all. It was a roller coaster of a freaking ride. And it still is. Like, I still deal with it. Like, it's not something that has gone away just because I'm pregnant. If anything, it has really, like, it enhanced my emotions and my reactions and things like that. But what I try to do is think before I react. Like, I try to make a conscious decision every day to be like, okay, this is how you're feeling, so don't take it out on anybody else. Really try to figure out what's going on so that we can, you know, remedy the situation. So that's what I've been doing thus far, and I've been doing all right. Like, I've been doing all right. I have the occasional, like, emotional outburst. It's not like an emotional outburst. It's just something that normally wouldn't bother me. It just tears my soul to pieces. So, but that's on occasion. Like, I'm not that emotional of a person to begin with. All right, I'm here getting some Chick-fil-A. I have heartburn, and I've had heartburn since about week 10, but now it's like frequent. And especially if I don't eat in a timely manner, it just takes over my chest and my throat. And I don't have my Tums at all. But yeah. Dang, am I at 20 minutes already? That's wild. But yeah. I wanted to let y'all in on that little thing. About the beginning of my pregnancy while I was out and about. But other than that, I'm gonna cut this vlog short. Thank you.
She's getting that soda pack for you.
Okay. Thank you. You too. Not cut it short, but I don't want it to be super long. So I just wanted to make sure that I let y'all in on that. I didn't know that it was gonna be this long though. But yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.